Hi guys, I'm Tony Woods and I'll be taking you through the SISNI Guitar Method Fundamental Chord Shapes book number 2. Okay, we are headed on into review of movable bar shapes. This time we're going to do the movable bar shapes for the 5th string. And just in case this is starting to get a little grating on you, the good news is we only do these movable bar shapes for the 6th string and 5th string. If you can just memorize these for those 2 strings, then you have the world as your oyster when it comes to playing music on the guitar. You may never even need to take it any farther than this in order to play all of your favorite songs, depending on how far you want to take your musical prowls. So, 5th string today. If you'll remember in the past, we learned the notes on the 5th string, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And in book 2, we did the chords on the 5th string, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And now in book 2, that was book 1. Book 2, we're going to give each of those power chords its actual character. Its actual character of a power chord means learning to make it into a major, a minor, or a dominant. Okay, so we are at movable bar shapes on the 5th string this time. Some of these will look familiar because we've already done them in other keys, but let's just learn how to move them. So, the first bar shape is going to come off of our... well, let's just talk about let's go up here to the D chord. There's our D note. Let's make our D power chord. Okay, we're that far. In order to turn this D power chord into a full-blown D major chord, we're going to flatten out whatever finger you've been using here, the 3rd finger or the pinky. We're going to lay it down and flatten it out so that it gets the 4th string, the 3rd string, and the 2nd string. So we want 4 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is your full-blown major chord. And the way I do that is normally your knuckles are right underneath the guitar neck when we've made our power chords. In order to make this pinky flatten down to get the other 2 strings that we need, you're going to have the pinky perfectly straight up and down, which is going to bring your knuckles forward a little bit. And not only perfectly straight up and down, but you're going to have a slight bend in your pinky as you come towards the guitar neck. That slight bend lets you hold those 3 strings. And this one's in your book. You see a little U connecting all 3 of those notes. Okay, there's your 5th string major shape. Now, that is pretty hard for most people, so you can always use the power chord as a cheater for a major. But in time, it would be good to be able to play a nice full 5th string major chord. Okay, as with the 6th string, in order to change this into a minor chord or a dominant chord, you just change 1 finger. So, okay. So let's make this into a minor chord. To make this into a minor chord, we're going to use 2 fingers. Actually, let me go back. That 5th string major chord, if it's easier, you can use 1 finger per note. Cram all 3 of those fingers into that 1 fret, and that's another way to make that major chord. To make this into a minor, we need to move the pinky note back 1 fret to here. So it looks kind of like a 6th string major chord. If you were to make a 6th string major chord and then slide every single note straight down 1 fret, on the 5th string, this shape makes a minor chord. Okay, so we've got all 3 of these fingers in the same fret to make a major chord, we've got this finger moved back to make a minor chord. And now for the dominant chord, it's a little tricky. We're going to make our power chord like we used to, but use your third finger for that power chord. You're going to take your pinky, put it on the same fret, but on the second string. And then bar this finger so that there is the string in the middle, the string in between those two fingers is being barred. That's going to be your dominant or your 7 chord shape. Okay? All of that's in your book. You can work through that there. And it even shows you where the minor chord and the major and dominant shapes come from. They come from some open shapes. Like this dominant shape is an A7 open. If you slide it forward and bar it, you got B flat, B, oops, C on the 3rd fret, D7 on the 5th fret. Okay, so we've got major, minor, dominant. Okay, so let's work through the exercises on the 5th string movable bar chords. This may be a little soon. You may want to just work on those chords for a little bit and then come back and do the movable exercises. But anyway, here we go. The exercise number 1, we're going to start with a C chord. So we've got a C. Slide that up. For the F, if you remember your power chords, you should be at the 8th fret here. The 8th fret is your F. If you can't remember that, go all the way up your notes. A, B, C, D, E, F. So there's your F. Slide it forward 2 frets to the G. You want a G7, so do the split finger. Back to the C. Then we're back up to the F. Up to the, from the F to the F minor. And back to the C. Okay. 2 more to hit in your book there. We're going to start on the B chord back here. You've got the B, up to the E, up to the F sharp. Now don't forget, you got E, F, F sharp. F sharp's going to be at the 9th fret. F sharp, F sharp 7. Change it to that split finger. Then we're going to go back to the B, back to the E, E minor. E minor by putting that middle finger down there, kind of like our old F chord, but moved down 1 string. Back to the B. Incidentally, guys, playing chords like this is really hard on the fingers. This exercise ought to wear you out. My fingers are even getting a little sore already, okay? So you may not want to bite off all of this in one session, all right? Take one of the exercises, put a bracket around, say 4 bars, and call that good. All right, let's just finish off. We're going to do an open A chord. Exercise number 3, open A. Let's go to the 5th string D, up to the E, to an E7, which is a split finger, starting over at A, to a D, change this to a D minor, and back to the A. Okay guys, there it is, 5th string movable bar shapes. We'll give you plenty of exercises to get that one under your fingertips. Your hands are going to hurt and be sore. That's a tough one. You're using a lot of muscles there. So go easy on yourself. All right, practice hard. Have a great day. See you next lesson.